Sometimes I understand a concept right away. Sometimes it takes me a very long time to figure out what is right in front of me. And I look like I'm really big on this screen. Hang on a second. Maybe I'm not quite as big there. I moved the tripod back a little bit and tried to push the bench back some. I actually turned the bench around because the sun is low in the west and I didn't want to glare on the lens, so you get to see the pretty view that I normally look at when I'm turned around the other way. What is this video about today, about me being slow in some things? Well, if you're on my CP59Fit Facebook page, then you already know, so that'll be coming right up. But in the moment, let me tell you, I'm Chip. This channel is Chillin' with Chip. My other channel is CP59Fit, just like it sounds, Charlie Papa. The letters from Charlie Papa, CP 59, the number 59 and fit. And that's also my handle on Instagram and Facebook if you want to try to find me. But Facebook, it had to be spelled a little differently. I think 59 is spelled out. But you can find me there if you need to message me. But in the meanwhile, how about if you leave a comment down below and tell me who your favorite YouTuber is. You can say me if you want, but you don't have to, because I have favorite ones too other than me. And I think that's going to be part of my talk today, is that I think I've been trying to follow some of my favorites that have thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of followers. And I have like 15 on this channel and 120, close to 120 on the CP59Fit. Of course, they've been at it a lot longer than I have, and when I've been at it 3 or 4 years, I expect to have well over 1,000 followers, or subscribers, I think is what they're called on Facebook. I'm sorry, I'm not on Facebook, YouTube, on YouTube. There was a couple on the other bench, but I guess they went down the hill because they haven't come in front of me, but that's okay. So you may have noticed that the title of this video is called, "This Will Be My Facebook Feed Channel." So what does that mean? Well, it means that I'm messing up the algorithm on YouTube by putting personal stuff on my health channel. And I'm kind of confusing the two channels by putting day-to-day stuff on that one, trying to be personable, and not putting, this one's just going to be like a Facebook feed. I'm going to post this on my Facebook feed tonight or tomorrow, whenever it goes up, and tell people that if they want to know my Facebook stuff, to watch this channel, because I'm going to use it for personal stuff, just to talk about stuff, whatever's happening that day. But I'm not going to talk about how cool it is here today, because my friends in Texas are really going to be mad. I just looked on my phone, and the town I used to live in, just south of Fort Worth, a suburb of Fort Worth, or even Fort Worth, is still 106 degrees at almost 7 o'clock at night, their time. And I'm a cool, comfortable 82 with the sun setting. As you can see, it's right on my face. So at least you get a little bit brighter me today. Why am I doing a video so late? Well, I've been packing. I only have 2 more sleeps at this apartment. And that's another thing that people in Texas aren't going to understand when I tell them my apartment is way too cold. And that's one reason I considered moving out. Because I'm in a basement of a 3-story townhouse, and the main control, the main thermostat, is on the floor above me, which we'll call the first floor. So basement, first floor, second floor. Makes 3 stories. And when there's people, originally there was somebody living on the first floor, and then the landlord would come in, and when she was here, she'd stay on the second floor. She's been here quite a bit this summer. And I have a thermostat in my apartment also. I can use it in the winter, but in the summer I can turn it up as high as 80 degrees, and it never gets hotter than 72 degrees in there. Which, yes, if it's 105 outside, I imagine my friends in Texas would say, well, what's wrong with 72? Well, it's fine when you walk in from 98% humidity and 90 degrees. But after a few minutes, you're like, where's my bathrobe? Where's a winter jacket? I got to put some more clothes on or turn on a space heater. I don't have a fireplace. A gas fireplace would probably be very cozy. But why run up the electric bill? But we've had people out here. I really had to kind of put the wahoochie on the HVAC guy to even get him to adjust the damper because it's a damper supposed to close and it's supposed to send the air upstairs or something, but it was just blowing it downstairs. So at that point, I couldn't get above 68, so I guess I did make some improvement by having some repairs done or some adjustments made. But if that's the worst thing I have to deal with in life, then I'm doing pretty well. But after 2 more nights, I will be on my, again, back to my first house because the other one got canceled. I think I talked about that on the health channel. Now, how did I come to this realization? None of y'all told me. I guess you don't care. But I think the 15 people that watch this channel truly are my closest friends, and they don't care. I can ramble all day, and it doesn't matter because you're just catching up with me. And that's what I want this channel to be. I want this channel to be a catch-up channel. So I'll do the Skyline Drive, Fredericksburg battlefields. Maybe we'll go to Antietam. I need to ask Miss Judy if she'd want to go to Antietam. Maybe when I'm staying in Ashburn. You're going to have a hard time keeping up with where I'm at over the next several months because I am in 3 different places between now and September. Today, well, a few days ago, I got invited to apply for a sit in Bowling Green, Virginia, which is about 20 minutes southeast of Fredericksburg and about 40 minutes northeast of Richmond. So between Fredericksburg and Richmond, so east of I-95. So I don't know if there's a coast. I don't think there's a coast. Maybe there's a river or the bay, but not right at Bowling Green. But I think it's not far from where the Chesapeake Bay or the Potomac River or whatever comes down that way. I'll have to look on a map, but that's for the first 2 weeks of November with Biscuit and Lily. And Mimi is the lady, that's the nickname for the owner that called me today. And she said, I told Biscuit today that he might have a new sitter, and he got excited. Okay, I'm like, great. But I'm actually going to meet them when I'm in Fredericksburg, a week from tomorrow. Next Wednesday, I'm driving down to Bowling Green from Fredericksburg, which is about 30-35 minutes, to meet the dog, the cat, both the man and the wife, owner of the house. And then they will make the final decision on if I will be staying in their house for like 2 weeks when they're gone, early November, which would have me back in this general area, so I'll be available for Thanksgiving and Christmas with Mom and Dad. There's actually a house sit like 5 or 6 miles from them that wants somebody, I think, from Thanksgiving Day for about a week and then the week before Christmas. So I've applied for that, but she sent me a message saying she had a family situation that she wasn't ready to decide right now. She'd get back with me. I said, oh, you know, family situations have to take priority. So anyway, let me get back to why this is going to be my Facebook feed. And I kind of knew that 2 weeks ago when I started this channel because I knew I was messing up the algorithm on CP59Fit with travel vlogs and Vlogmas and all that stuff when I've been back and forth to Texas on the road, not with a job until July of this year. So I had a lot of time to talk about other stuff. But if that's a health channel and I'm doing travel, then the artificial intelligence gets very confused, what they call the algorithm, which is really affected if you subscribe. Subscribe, there'll be a button over here after, you know, in the last 20 seconds, or down below, you write a comment or you hit that little thumbs up or thumbs down. The artificial intelligence, that tells them somebody's watching my video and interacting with it, so they share it with more people. They may not want to see this one because I'm just kind of rambling, which was the same problem with my last CP59Fit video. My main point was to tell you, you know, quit worrying so much about what people call healthy food and just eat what you think is healthy. But I think that took 20 minutes to say that. I said about 20 seconds right there. So the big announcement on my CP59 Facebook page today was that I had been in discussions with a young man I knew when he was at Texas Christian University. And I was the photographer there for all the party pics, the graduations, the fraternity parties, the formals, pretty much anything. So I knew almost all the students. That's where I met Chris Klein, yes, of Apple Pie, American Pie, 1 and 2 fame. He was discovered his freshman year at TCU, Texas Christian University. And every time he'd come back to town, I'd be photographing him and he'd say, ah, Jeff, and he'd come over and give me a big hug. And I don't know if he'd still recognize me or not. He probably would, but I'm not there. But he's a very good young man. I don't want to call him a kid. He's probably 30 now. But he was, all of the guys and girls I knew from TCU were good friends, and several of them keep in touch with me over Facebook. So I call it chatting. I guess it was direct messaging with one of the former students today. And I asked him, do you know anything about video editing? Or do you have any programs to edit videos? And oh yeah, I was a film major at school. He's got like 3 degrees, film, business, and nursing, I think, which are all 3 strengths at TCU. A pretty smart kid, I'm sure. Well, he's not a kid either. He's like probably 30. But I happened to bump into him when I was doing my last engagement photo shoot in Texas. I know I went back April 1st to photograph the wedding, but I did the shoot before I left in February, so I don't know if that was in January or February when we did the engagement photo. It may have been February. It was at the Botanic Gardens, and it was a fairly nice day, and he was taking pictures for somebody else, and so either we connected or reconnected on Facebook, and as of today, he's going to be doing editing on the other channel for me. I don't think there needs to be a lot of editing on this channel because I'm just telling you about what happened today. But if you ever watch any of Dr. Hardy's videos, who's one of my favorite YouTube people, because I signed up for a class with him, and it's one of the reasons I'm pushing forward and continuing to stick with this YouTube as a source of income in the future. My future self is a big influencer on YouTube, so be sure to join me there on the other channel or this, or both preferably. Because by the end of this year, I will be monetized on one or both of these channels, and then you'll be able to say, oh, I knew him then. But I do hope to really cut back on what I put on Facebook and maybe do one of these every day to tell you, introduce you to the new animals I'm pet sitting for, maybe introduce you to the new town. I'll have a lot more stuff that I can start getting, what do you call that? A whole lot more topics I can discuss and a whole lot more information to share when I go to different cities and different houses. I found a wonderful park up near my parents yesterday when I dropped a load off at the storage barn. And it's only a few miles from the house that I'm going to do for the majority of August, with a great big old 100-pound Labrador. I think they call it a English cream or something. He's a real pretty dog, and he's kind of boxy and big, so he's a strong dog, but he likes me. I've already met him and his parents, so that's a good thing. And I'm looking forward to meeting a little dog Thursday night. Have to be to Fredericksburg by 4:30, which I'll probably be out long before then. I may call my friend down there. I have a little bit too much frozen food still. I took like 5 containers of hamburger and a pound of butter to my parents last night to put in the freezer, and I probably have that much left. And that's more than I'll eat in the 2 weeks in Fredericksburg. So my friend in Fredericksburg rarely cooks at home, so her freezer is pretty empty. I imagine if I call her, I can drop a load off there before I go to the senior house that 55 plus community I'll be living in. And they may have enough room there, I don't know, but I know my friend does. And I got to pass her apartment before I get to the duplex I'll be staying in on Thursday. So it's all working out. I got 1 big suitcase and 1 tub moved up to the car today. I don't think I'll ever live in a basement apartment again. You see like 8 steps and you're like, oh, that's not a problem. But it may be winter when you move in, and when you're moving out in summer when it's 90 degrees and 98% humidity, those 8 steps and the distance between them going uphill to your car with luggage and boxes and stuff to take to storage, you are a sweaty old rag by the time you get the car loaded, and then you got to decide, oh, am I going to change here, or am I going to go unload it in the storage barn, then take a shower at Mom and Dad's and change clothes before we go to dinner, which is what I ended up doing. Of course, there's gyms I belong to along the way. Planet Fitness has a lot of locations, and I may do a video on one of these channels comparing Planet Fitness to 24-Hour Fitness, which only has like 2 locations in this area, but lots in Texas. So I don't get anywhere near the hot tub time I used to get. But I guess in the summer, when it's this hot, it's okay. But I do believe I'll have access to one in Fredericksburg for the 2 weeks I'm there. And then they got the one fixed at my parents' community. So I had gone to that park across the way because I had read that they had a big aquatic center, much like the one here that I had applied to work at and didn't get the job. And it's actually a little bit cheaper, I think, for my age and up. I'm classified as a senior in that county. Also here, I pay senior rates. but it's only $4 a person a day for 55 plus to go in there. And they have a leisure pool and a competition pool, and in the leisure pool has a big hot tub along with the slides for the kids and all that. They put the old people and the young people in the same room. I guess that's added supervision. Anyway, but then Dad told me, you don't have to pay $4. I just got an email that they finally got the one fixed here, so you can come here, and that is a little bit closer. I think it's 3.5 miles to my parents' house, so maybe 5 miles to this park. But I may want to take the dog to the parking lot. A deer and its fawn were crossing the street at like 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon when I went in, so that was real pretty. But anyway, I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already to this channel. If you have a second Gmail account, subscribe twice. You can do that as long as you have another Gmail account. But I am going to put a lot of effort into these two channels between now and the end of the year as I'm house sitting. Once I get the dog settled, I'll have plenty of time just to talk or to research. But the CP59 Fit channel will probably go back to 1 video a week, and they will be well researched and well edited. So that's going to be a big improvement. That channel is already like 10 times bigger than this one in subscribers, so maybe this one will catch up and even pass it, who knows. Sometimes when you just put stuff out every day, the algorithm likes you more. I think it likes consistency, so if I do once a week, but y'all don't need to know all that, it doesn't really matter. That's just what I'm going through. So I'm gonna go get something for dinner. I have got so much food I'm trying to eat up. I texted my friend in Manassas to see if she wanted to go to dinner, because apparently there's a diner up the road here that has half-price hamburgers on Tuesdays. I've never been to it because I keep trying to use up the food I have here. I'm not going to get it all used up. That's why I need my mom and dad's freezer and my friend's freezer. Eventually, I'll get it all used up. Probably the month I'm up near my parents. Although I'll be eating with them a lot more, so who knows. I may take some of it to North Carolina with me, but hopefully I'll be done with them, because I'll probably be going back to Texas from there. I just got turned down for a 7-week sit near the Villages in Florida, which is a big retirement community down there. Anyway, this has gotten plenty long. All I really wanted to say was this is going to be my Facebook feed, so if you want to know what happened today or tomorrow or whatever day I post the video, be sure to look on this channel, Chilling with Chip, with no G on it. But anyway, you might need to go from the link in my Linktree account, which is going to become a Koji account down below. I think Koji is basically the same thing. Anyway, thank you for watching. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate those 15 that have subscribed. I want it to be 30 here real quick. So I really think with 5,000, almost 5,000 friends, well, over 5,000 friends between Instagram and Facebook, that I should be well over 100, probably well over 500 on both of these channels. So I'm going to push that on Facebook as I start leaving Facebook. So please find me on here, subscribe, hit the little button beside the subscribe thing so you'll be notified every time I post one. And I'll talk to you. I think I'll talk to you tomorrow. It's supposed to be sunny and warm again. So you may get a view of the mountains, or you may get a view of the tree, which is down the hill on the other side of these houses, where I sometimes do the video under the tree. But I'm just rambling, and that's one thing my editor told me was I talk too much about myself on the fitness channel. And at first I'm like, that's kind of biting, but then I realized he was being truthful. You know, I should incorporate that. So I'm definitely going to separate the channels even more. This is for day-to-day, which can include health, and that is strictly going to be me taking research I found, translating it into layman's term, and then sharing it with you so you can have unconventional healthy living strategies as you grow older and hopefully lose some weight, like I'm doing. I'm still out of the obese category for like a whole week now. That's a first in a long time. I'm happy about that. So it's working. Thanks. Have a great day. Love you. God bless. Bye-bye.